Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to episode of Inside the Lines Monday morning, recapping the fallout that took place last night at North Wilkesboro. We got two stories to talk about. The first one is absolutely disgusting to talk about. Bubba Wallace. I talked about him yesterday. Ran a great race on Sunday. Started mid-pack, drove his way up towards the second place. He was the best of the rest since Kyle Larson was practically untouchable. Unfortunately, as much as NASCAR is trying to get away from the stereotype, things like this just brings it right back to the area that it wants to leave. Some racist prick got on Bubba's radio frequency and said this.
Where you came from, you asshole. You suck and you're not wanted in NASCAR.
Go back to where he came from. Now, unfortunately, somebody on Twitter is too stupid enough, too much of a brainlet to not understand why saying that is very racist. To not just a black person, but to just any minority in general, any person of color. That is a very, very racist thing to say. And hopefully I don't have to explain why that is racist. I would just say this right now. You don't tell a white person go back to where you came from. I've never heard someone insult a white person by saying that. You only say that to anyone that's a person of color, especially to a black person. Now, according to Jim Utter, NASCAR security is investigating those comments as to who said that. Now, people are wondering, first off, how did this even happen? NASCAR, if you want to get on NASCAR's radio, you just got to be on the same radio frequency. It's happened before, I believe in the 2018 or 2019 Coke 600, Kyle Busch had someone get on his radio.
Are you hearing that, KB? Hey, Tom, how's the tires doing?
So it's not like this is the first time. It's happened before. But obviously, what was said on the radio is completely different than what took place with Kyle Busch. I just don't understand this mindset. And I know that there are some fans that boo Bubba Wallace because of, how he is on the racetrack or his personality. And that's fine. The same reason why Joey Logano gets booed or why Kyle Busch gets booed. And some people aren't gonna accept this, but the facts are facts. 80 to 85% of the fan base guarantee are booing Bubba Wallace for a completely different reason. And that, of course, is what happened in Talladega in 2020. I'm not going to say again what happened in Talladega 2020 because it just takes 2 minutes of research to actually understand what actually happened. And I'm sick and tired of going back to that. And it's kind of ironic him saying, you're not welcome in NASCAR. Funny you say that. Actually, you are not welcome in NASCAR, you racist scumbag. You are not welcome. People like Bubba, people like me, all of his fans, we're still going to be here. We're always going to be here. Bubba Wallace deserves to be in the Cup Series. And if you have an issue with that, you can walk right out the door because we don't want you here. We don't care about you. You can piss off, okay? And take a Confederate flag with you. Yeah, because Bubba ain't leaving and the Confederate flag ain't coming back out. However, you do want to bring the Confederate flag. You could buy a $5 white flag at Walmart. You can wave that if you want. I'm just sick and tired because I know that NASCAR is working its hardest to get away from the stereotype. And yet you have these racist pricks like him. And by the way, real classy. What a set of big balls you have. Yeah, say something racist like that, but with that doesn't involve showing your face. Yeah, just your voice so that nobody can know who you really are. Yeah. Great job. What a real man you are. And this is why I will always be a Bubba Wallace supporter, because of the amount of shit that he's got to deal with not only on but off the racetrack. He's got to deal with shit at the racetrack with the fans, obviously with the introduction in North Wilkesboro, which, although I wasn't surprised, it was still disappointing. But not surprised by that. He's got to deal with the shit on social media, and now he's got to deal with it over his radio, which you would think is one place that he would at least have a little bit of privacy, or at the very least not have to deal with all the drama. But he can't escape that. Now, luckily, he didn't hear that. He didn't hear that part on the radio, which thank God. But still, absolutely disgusting about this racist POS is. But I do gotta end this off with this. Two things. Number one, Bubba Wallace provided us with some beautiful content last night. I think he's entering his villain arc this summer, which I am here for. And number two, I need to talk to Bubba about investment into houses, because the amount of people he is living in people's heads rent-free is unreal. And finally, on to some other news. NASCAR and its media rights still talks rumbling about what's going to happen in 2025 when the new TV deal is set in place. And Amazon is look like it's going to have an even bigger footprint on NASCAR. According to Adam Stern, Amazon wants to get into the business with NASCAR and is considered to be in the driver's seat to land an exclusive streaming package from 2025. Xfinity's title sponsor of NASCAR's secondary series expires after 24, and it could choose not to renew. We talked about that the Cup Series could have like a TNT type midsummer package for 2025, and more than likely would go to Amazon. Well, now there is a discussion that potentially Xfinity, the entire secondary NASCAR series, which we don't even know, it could be Xfinity in 2025. It could be the NASCAR Amazon series for all we know. But that could also be the entire season be exclusively behind a paywall next year with Amazon Prime. Now, obviously, there are pros and cons to this. The con would be, of course, it's going to be behind a paywall. We know that streaming will automatically is going to cause less viewership. We saw that with Thursday Night Football. But I would argue this. Thursday Night Football and the Xfinity series are different. Thursday Night Football is on a weeknight, on a work night, school night. So you got that. And number two, a lot of the Thursday Night Football matchups are quite garbage. The Xfinity series, on the other hand, is on a Saturday afternoon. Majority of the races are on Saturday afternoon. So it'll be a bit of a higher viewership in general than it'll take place on a weeknight. And on top of that, the Xfinity series is probably the best racing series that NASCAR has. So great product consistently every single Saturday. Now, what's important that NASCAR and Amazon needs to understand is that they can't just have NASCAR and Amazon and that's it, we're good. No, you actually have to build up, promote, activate to make sure to get people wanting to watch the Xfinity series. You can't just put on Amazon Prime and that's it. And I think also the only way that this could work is if Amazon pays bank to NASCAR. Currently, NASCAR has an $8.2 billion deal with Fox and NBC. That's the deal we're under right now. Amazon is probably going to have to pay more than that. I'm not saying, I don't think it should pay $1 billion, or maybe it should, because you're getting the entire Xfinity series plus maybe 7 Cup Series races a year. So that's a lot of content for Amazon Prime. So maybe not close to $1 billion like they paid the NFL, but I won't be surprised if it's similar. Maybe 800, 900 million. I won't be surprised if it's close at the very least, because they're getting a lot more content with NASCAR than they're getting with Thursday Night Football. Now, Tommy Joe Martins, who is the co-owner of Alpha Prime Racing, a longtime Xfinity Series owner, commented about this, saying that, people are cutting cable at an alarming rate. It's a huge platform, Amazon is. Streamers pay more for TV rights, and the media will look totally different in 8 to 10 years. And he's not wrong about this. I mean, every year, people are cutting cable. NASCAR has to create a TV deal or a TV package that is going to prepare them for the future. NASCAR is looking at around 8 years. That is a long time. We saw how much the media landscape changed from 2013 to now, when the deal that we're currently under was made. NBCSN is already gone. In 2013 to 2015, sports cable channels was at its peak. Now it's on the decline. NASCAR has to prepare themselves. Basically, they want to create a TV package that gets them the first at the table for the future of streaming. And I think that's what NASCAR is trying to do. They're trying to set themselves up for the future so that by the time the next deal is over, they've already prepared themselves for the next TV deal. You don't want to be behind. You don't want to be behind in how fast society is changing in terms of the media landscape. You want to get ahead of the curve. And I think that's what NASCAR is doing. I think that's why NASCAR is going so deep with Amazon. I think it's going to hurt right now if Amazon does get the Xfinity series and some of the Cup races. It's going to hurt right now, but I think it's going to really play into NASCAR's favor in the long run. But those are my opinions. What are your thoughts on any of the 2 stories I talked about? Until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.